We have not been able to locate the child as of yet. We are in contact with the mom, but we've not been able to determine the whereabouts of the 9-year-old.
We are shining a spotlight on the possible parallels in the case of Melodee Buzzard and the infamous Doomsday murders. So Melodee Buzzard's family members continue to be hopeful this morning, praying for her safe return. Investigators are focusing in on a road trip that she took with her mom. Her mom returned to California without her. So here's a photo from, this was a car rental business, and surveillance footage captured Melodee appearing to wear a wig with straighter hair. She has beautiful curly hair that we've seen her in the pictures. That's her natural hair. This, investigators believe, was a disguise, and she's also got the hood up. Now, this news has been circulating all over the country, and Colby Ryan, the only surviving child of Lori Vallow Daybell, has compared Melodee's case to that of his siblings, JJ and Tylee, while speaking with our friend Ashley Banfield on her show, Banfield on News Nation.
A parent should be able to show you their child within a couple of seconds or know where they are at all times. The fearful thing is seeing them for a short amount of time and then them disappearing and all the families wondering, you know, just the similarities are scary. I will personally tell you that I hope that that is not the case. I never want to see what happened to my family repeated, but it's hard to hear it because there's, for me personally, just too many similarities.
Colby Ryan, he's a really, really sweet guy. He has been through so much trauma, losing his siblings, and certainly understands this is a position no one wants to find themselves in. So take a look at this. This is the timeline of some of the key moments. So October 7th was the day that photo was taken that I just showed you, where she appears to be wearing the wig, and they're at the rental car business. So mom rents a car, travels to Nebraska with her daughter Melodee, and then she comes back home without her. We know that a week later, on the 14th of October, there was a welfare check requested by the school district. Melodee, of course, not found. So now we know police need to get involved here. So detectives searched the residence on the 15th. Melodee not found there, and mom is not cooperating. The FBI joins in on October 18th. Good on them, because there could be the crossing of state lines and potentially committing criminal activity here. We'll see what the facts show. On October 22nd, Melodee remaining an at-risk missing person, according to investigators. Mom still uncooperative. And I remember last week there was a report, I believe it was the Daily Mail, reported that mom was given 72 hours to produce her daughter or face arrest. Cuff her already. Let's bring in our guest. Let's bring in retired NYPD Sergeant Joe Giacalone to talk about this. Sarge, should she be a caller?
Well, she's going to be eventually. I think they're holding off until they can, make their case. Unless she's a flight risk, I don't see what we would refer to as dropping paper on her just to hold her. I'm sure that the detectives have sat down with the district attorney and have gone through all the different scenarios. And yes, we can have a child neglect and we can have all those charges. But how long will they be able to hold her on those? So I think, patience is going to play out here. There is a lot of evidence that needs to be gathered in this case. We have the rental car, which is your movable crime scene. Listen, they had to stop for gas, food, bathroom breaks. So trying to figure out where those locations potentially were to see if there was video of any time that they can actually see Melodee, maybe in the car or she gets out of the car. So then investigators can pinpoint a little bit closer to where they think Melodee might be. And that's going to be painstaking. Easy pass records, if there's any tolls on the roads. There is so much data that they're going to have to get, cell phone records, you name it. So it's going to take a while to cull through all that information.
Definitely, Sarge. Sarge, I got to tell you, what I'm most fearful of for this child is trafficking. Do you have any suspicion that her mother could have taken her to Nebraska for those purposes and sold her, left her with someone?
I think it's going to be a theory of the investigators for sure, and this is where cell phone records, internet records are going to play a role in that, because if you're going to try to pull off something like that, there's going to be an electronic trail to that kind of behavior. So, they're going to have to get the subpoenas from all these companies and they're going to have to cull through it. Either way, I don't think this ends well, unfortunately. So let's just hope that she is alive and okay, and then they'll have to deal with the consequences of what happened to her afterwards. And right now, it's just the investigators need to find her and figure out exactly what happened here.
Yes. I have a clip from Melodee's half-sister, Franz Borghardt, joining us as well. Franz, I'll come to you on the other side of this clip. So this is Melodee's half-sister had an encounter with Ashley Buzzard during an interview with a local TV station. So let's roll this clip, and you're going to see that Ashley has no interest in talking.
Ashley, it's Karina. I just want to see if you're okay. If Melodee's okay, how you guys are doing. Do you have the time to speak with me?
Ooh, okay. Clearly dismissing her as well. Look at that. I mean, who acts like that? Franz, what do you think when you see this clip, please?
Oh, this one always gets me on both sides, because on the one hand, the human response is to acknowledge something, right? To respond. On the other hand, I don't know that I would respond much differently, Julie. And let me explain. If you show up to a house or my house with a camera and you're trying to get sound bites, I don't necessarily know that if I'm in that situation, I want to talk to you either. So, it's a double-edged sword. Ultimately horrible optics, but candidly, if it ever gets before a jury, I think it can be explained away as look, this is a very difficult time. You're showing up to my house. I don't want to talk to the media. I don't want to be a soundbite. And at the end of the day, though, it doesn't look great.
Now, this is awful. And so Karina Meza is the concerned family member. She is Melodee's half-sister, and so she's knocking on the door trying to get mom to talk. I read that dad is deceased, and Melodee's father has been deceased for a long time, so dad's not in the picture here. Franz, in terms of legally getting mom to open up, she's not willingly talking to family. She's not talking to authorities. Legally, is there anything you can think of that could nudge her to speak?
If you hook her and book her, that may make it real for her. And ultimately, if your priority is finding the child or finding out what happened to the child, right now there's this air of, hey, she's probably going to get arrested. But it's not real yet, right? It's not until you're being booked, until the cold steel is on your wrist. It's not real. And if you want her to possibly open up, if you have enough to arrest her, if you have probable cause, I'd go on and arrest her and then hope that she starts divulging information during a very well orchestrated interrogation, which hopefully will find out what happened to this missing little 9-year-old.
Yeah, I'm with you, Franz. Arrest this mother. Sarge, tell me, let's say they don't. Let's say, you were saying earlier that could be that they're just kind of going to let things play out. They're building their case. If she's not a flight risk, not so concerned. What about surveillance of her? Can we assume that she's being surveilled around the clock, Sarge?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is what I was referring to before. Is she's not a flight risk. As soon as she becomes a flight risk, I think that's when they'll move in. But they have to just, they'd be very careful with that. But also, remember, when somebody's free like this, they think that maybe there isn't any evidence against them and they make a mistake. They make a phone call, they send that text message, or they do an email that they shouldn't. So I just think that patience will win out the day in this in regards to what happens with the mother. Now, with the child, it's a whole different situation. It's a frantic search for her and to find out exactly what happened with it.
Yeah, it's so heartbreaking, and you see this sibling of hers brokenhearted, and there's neighbors, people in the community are brokenhearted. We've seen them protesting outside of mom's house, and it is reminiscent of when JJ and Tylee were missing, and Colby Ryan, I'm sure, remembers well, where everybody is pleading for them. Where are the kids? Where are the kids? And Lori and Chad were off in Hawaii, and we were saying no good parent is going to act like that. And look at the result. Let's hope the result isn't the same on this one. Great discussion with you both. Franz, stand by, please. Sergeant Joe Jackalone, we got to say goodbye and thank you to you. Appreciate you coming on the show this morning. We'll see you soon.